we gotta definitely write a song about how we do not diddle kids. Do not diddle kids, it's no good diddling kids.
There is no quicker way for people to think that you are diddling kids than by writing a song about it.
Drake just revealed Kendrick Lamar was given false info about his daughter on The Heart Part 6.
We fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it.
On a song that doubles down on the allegations that Kendrick beat his wife from Family Matters.
When you put your hands on your girl, is it self-defense cause she bigger than you? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations?
And the allegations that Dave Free, Kendrick's longtime friend and PG Lang co-founder, is the father of one of Kendrick's children.
Why is she following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale?
With the song's album art being a comment from Dave Free on one of Whitney's Instagram posts of the child.
Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child.
The song is called The Heart Part 6, which puts a pause in Kendrick's The Heart series that began at the start of his career, and fitting perfectly with Drake's association with the number 6. Now if Kendrick ever wants to continue that series, he has to skip 6 and start from 7, because otherwise this is going to be the song that's going to come up first. The intro samples Aretha Franklin's Prove It, taunting Kendrick to prove any of the career-ending allegations that he made over the past 2 songs. He first responds to snitching allegations that Kendrick hinted at with this line.
I know some shit about niggas that make Gunna wanna look like a saint.
First I was a rat, so where's the proof of the trial then?
Saying that if any paperwork of the alleged trial that he's referring to Drake snitching in existed, it would have been turned up by 1090 Jake.
1090 Jake would've took all the walls down.
A popular social media informant who exposes rappers' court paperwork, and that he would have a target on his back from anyone associated with the case.
The streets would've had me hiding out in a small town.
Then he addresses Kendrick's claims that he has a mole in Drake's camp.
Have you ever thought that OVO is working for me?
The ones that you get and get stories from, they all clowns.
With claims that he knows exactly who Kendrick is getting his info from, and that he's been listening into the conversations where this so-called dirt is being spread.
I got your fucking lines tapped, I swear that I'm dialed in.
And that he's been plotting to spread that fake dirt.
We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information.
Then comes the line about setting the bait, which would have been a no-brainer for Kendrick to take if he was that desperate for information to respond with, given that Pusha T exposing Adonis crowned him the winner of that beef.
A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it.
And by playing this chess move and calling out Kendrick's lack of foresight to at least try to verify the information before putting it in a song, he's discrediting everything that Kendrick says going forward, which is going to leave him at a real disadvantage for the rest of the beef.
You gotta learn to fact check things and be less impatient.
Then he talks about how the planting dirt went even further. He says that the cover that Kendrick used for Meet the Grams, which was assumed to be all of Drake's belongings that he got from the mole, was planted by Drake to throw him off too.
Even the picture you use, the jokes and the medication.
And now it's making a lot of sense that Drake wasn't thrown off when Kendrick hinted at the photo with the cover of 6:16 AM. If this was really some mole that Drake didn't know about, he would have thought twice about dropping Family Matters the same night. He would have seen his Maybach glove and been like, oh shit, Kendrick really does have a mole. Drake then references Kendrick calling him a master manipulator in his disses.
Know you're a master manipulator.
Master manipulator, you bid on a speculation.
Admitting to being one here and saying Kendrick is the one being manipulated, and knowing that Kendrick should have thought twice about trusting the mole, but instead he bid on speculation. He took a gamble on some rumors that ended up being planted. Then he shifts the attack back on Kendrick, reminding us of the dirt from Family Matters that many people skipped over because of the immediate response from Kendrick.
What about the bones we dug up in that excavation?
We first get that line I mentioned before about Whitney not denying the domestic violence allegations, and now if she doesn't deny them after this song, we could kind of take that as proof that it happened and that Kendrick really can't come from a moral high ground. And then he directly responds to the Diddy allegations, reminding us that he predicted that Kendrick would take that angle on tailor-made freestyle.
Talk about him liking young girls, that's a gift for me.
This Epstein angle was the shit I expected.
Saying that he didn't even get that info from the mole or anything, it was straight from TikTok.
TikTok videos you collected.
Referencing how Kendrick was saying that the sex trafficking ring went by the code name Tinder, and TikToker Eileen's Garden was the first to make that claim that Drake and OVO were running a private Tinder.
Mother, wait a second, that's that one record where you say you got molested.
What's weird about this is he references Mother I Sober, but Kendrick wasn't talking about himself getting molested on Mother I Sober, rather his family members. Maybe this was just referencing the song because that's what he talks about, and then he got this information from somewhere else, but it's hard not to see this as a slip up on Drake's part. Here he tries to emotionally hurt Kendrick by bringing up that trauma.
That's when your father leave you home alone with no protection.
And connecting that to the reason Kendrick was so desperate to reach for the same allegations against Drake.
That's why these pedophile raps and shit you so obsessed with.
He's saying those allegations came from a personal and emotional place. And then he flips back at Kendrick with that therapy-like pity that he showed Drake at the end of Meet the Grams, when he claimed that he empathized with Drake because of his fucked up upbringing of never fitting in.
They acting like it's so aggressive, but you just never known affection.
He references Mariah Carey's Touch My Body to make the joke that whenever that song comes on, Kendrick gets reminded of being molested as a child.
Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting.
And then doubles down on denying the allegations from Kendrick for the past 2 songs by saying he's so big that he would have been caught if it was true.
If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested.
And then saying Kendrick being abused as a child and then betrayed by his childhood friend Dave Free are the reasons for his resentment and targeting of Drake right now.
Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant, talk about breeding resentment.
Faking pity, but really just rubbing it in as much as possible.
I'm praying you recover from both incidents.
Then he cleverly flips Kendrick's A minor line from Not Like Us.
Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
You mentioned an A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it.
B sharp doesn't exist, that's just C.
You thought you left D flat, D major.
He thought he left Drake flat, but Drake is still major, and it also kind of sounds like he major, referencing Drake taking Kendrick on his first ever tour.
And do Rick Ross hair like that one flight from Malaysia.
And here he's threatening Kendrick's life, saying he's gonna shoot him down, referencing the Rick Ross crash landing that he jokingly blamed on Drake, and then referencing Malaysia Airlines Flight 17, which was shot down by the Russians in 2014, possibly implying that Ross was right to think that Drake had something to do with the crash, and in doing so threatening Kendrick's life. Then he taunts Kendrick by shooting his shot at Whitney,
Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Brown.
and accusing Kendrick of botting views in his last 2 disses,
Stop buying views and buy comments.
which have been some of the fastest growing YouTube videos of 2024. And then he implies that Kendrick is a hypocrite for coming after him for being like Diddy, when Kendrick himself stood up against Spotify for taking down X and R. Kelly songs from playlists in 2018.
You said if they deleted his music, then your music is going to a
I
hypocrite.
really gotta push back on this too because it's still speculation. The media outlet that originally reported on it got corrected by a bunch of other sources, saying that it wasn't Kendrick who said this, it was actually just a TDE rep, and then implying that this whole beef was fabricated by Kendrick to sell more albums the next time he drops.
The album dropping soon, no wonder you turn a cloud chaser.
Finishing the verse by shooting another shot at Whitney,
Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor.
and taunting Kendrick about the Dave Free situation again by implying he won't get her pregnant like Dave did.
And when I say I hit your back, it's a lot safer.
We'll probably get a response from Kendrick before I'm even done making this video. I'm still making videos on Family Matters and Not Like Us. They're literally written, I've just been editing them for the past day, but I'll be prioritizing the most recent disses. So if you fucked with this breakdown, subscribe for quick, straightforward analyses of every song in this beef as it develops. And thanks for watching.